sponsors. Let me take that again. U.S. threatens visa ban. Others on poll violence sponsors. Army roadblocks return. Terrorists, kidnappers lay siege to FCT. Council battle over final forfeiture of $899,600 found in Abuja apartment. NBA petitions commission panel over Malami. Magistrates rose in Odili's home raid. Pencom begins clampdown on defaulting employers, appoints recovery agents. Okay, we still have some of these headlines here. Abiodun gives OAU record-setting medical graduate house 5 million naira scholarship. As Army can't fight terrorists, others with 579 billion naira. Chief of Army Staff tells Senate. Lastly, robbers fail to find money in Kwara community. Machete residents rape minors.
Right from Daily Trust newspaper, DSS nabs lecturers who leaked exam questions to students. Northern elders flay federal government over 10-month power outage in Maiduguri. Retired MPA GM abducted in Kano. Every, young Nigerian's talent is the reason to believe in Nigeria. That's Oshibajo there speaking. 7 shots dead in Adamawa village. ISWAP fighter raid Borno hospitals set telecoms mast on fire. Mawa NDLA underfunded. I brought my personal TV to office when I assumed as chairman. I take that again. Mawa NDLA underfunded. I brought my personal TV to office when I assumed as chairman. NNPC spends 864 billion naira on petrol subsidy in 8 months. Federal government moves against banks, aiding fiscal carelessness of states. Godfatherism will no longer work in APC. Chairmanship aspirants. Let me take 2 more before we go on a break. PDP on right path to sack APC in 2023. Youth leader. Anambra governorship. APC, ABGA, PDP orders signed peace pact.
Right from the Nation newspaper this morning, bold headline: collapsed Lagos building, government to punish offenders. As Sanwo-Olu names promises tough action. Pro panel set up, death toll now 24. North's elders on 2023 vote competent, honest leader. World Bank asks government to curb inflation, improve exchange rate. Gas leakage scare in Lagos. Gas leakage scare in Lagos. JAMB remits 3.51 billion naira as operating surplus. 162 back from Libya. Anambra 2021 from the Nation newspaper. It says INEC deploy biometric voter form. Security deployment not to scare voters, says IG. Okonkwo, Uba, Soludo at stakeholders meeting. Federal government needs 7 trillion naira to fix 854 roads. That's coming from the Minister of Works. That's Babatunde Fashola. We have here NURTW, Lord's Oyetola's performance. Governor gets endorsement. Okay, there's some list of survivors from the Lagos collapsed building listed there on the front page of the Nation newspaper this morning. There's this headline: gunmen abduct minors in Kwara. We have Buni, others waiting Oyo APC crisis as Congress set for Saturday, 6th of November 2021.
From Premium Times newspaper, ICPC SSS arrest 48 lecturers, parents, others over exam malpractice. Ikoyi building collapse. Lagos Assembly may summon government officials. Ikoyi building collapse. Sanwo-Olu named survivors, says mistakes were made. JAMB remits 3.5 billion naira to Nigerian government. ASU kicks. Alright, let's see some more. Why we're disappointed in Nigerian police and SARS panel. 45-year-old engineering professor Bello appointed Union Osun acting VC. How illegal gold mining fuels violent crimes in Zamfara. ICPC experts renew advocacy for free press. Want end to violence against journalists. Let's see some more. 2 policemen, soldier killed as ISWAP attacks Borno community. 2 more before we go to another paper. Judges, lawyers, lawmaker review 110 proposed amendments to ACTA. Right, and firepower won't restore trust among Kenya's warring Laikipia communities. That is all we have from Premium Times.
All right, more from the Punch newspaper. Three more stories. Subsidy payment costs 864.07 billion naira in 9 months. This is from the NMPC report. Ekiti woman jailed 10 years for assaulting pregnant neighbor, forcing labor. Lastly, Uni Abuja invaders demand 300 million naira for abducted prof's family members. Remember, it's still the Breaker Dawn newspaper review on 32 FM 94.9, the station where joy resides. You can watch us live on YouTube. Drop your comments on YouTube. We'll take those comments this morning. In case you're just listening for the first time, the handle on YouTube is at 32 FM 949 Ibadan. 32 FM 949 Ibadan.
Let me take one more here from the Guardian newspaper before we go to detail of the headlines. Ethiopia capital could be overrun in months, if not weeks. Rebels. Facebook ends facial recognition over privacy fears. Osimhen out of Napoli's Europa League clash as medics target Sunday return. Let's see some more still from the Guardian. Panel orders IGP to treat NSAS gunshot victim. Power shift clamor to south negotiable. Adamo insists. Ikoyi collapsed building, 7 core member, other bodies recovered as death toll hits 22. Army seeks exemption from envelope budgeting. Abiodun awards OAU Best Medical Graduating Student House 5 million naira scholarship. Oyo APC to hold meeting with Buni today on State Congress. NCC harps on building digital economy as on trusted technologies, partnerships for strong cyber security. Court has not validated Kebbi elective Congress. Okoa remains AFN president. And Kano Pillars safety babes are winners of Prudent Energy handball tourney.
All right, let's look at the story from Oyo State. Ibadan Poly probes shooting of student colleagues finger security agents. Okay, a female student of the Polytechnic of Ibadan, Oyo State, Taibat Babatunde, has been allegedly shot by a yet-to-be-identified person. The victim, a National Diploma 1 student of Science Lab Technology Department, was seen in a video being rushed into a security patrol van. Some students claim that the victim was shot by a member of the security unit of the Polytechnic, adding that the men stormed the sewage hall of the institution to arrest a student. The guards were reported to have opened gunfire at the hall as a stray bullet hit Babatunde. Well, headline there, Ibadan Poly probes shooting of students, colleagues finger security agents. All right, this one, FEC, the Federal Executive Council, approves 33.8 billion naira for baggage handling. Others at Lagos Abuja airports. The Federal Executive Council, led by Vice President Yemi Osinbajo on Wednesday, approved the sum of 33.8 billion naira for the installation of baggage handling systems, disabled aircraft recovery systems, and total radar coverage modernization for the Lagos Abuja airports and the Nigerian Airspace Management Agency, respectively. This was part of the total of 47 billion naira approved by the FEC for various contracts to be awarded by the Ministries of Aviation, Ministry of Works and Housing, and the Nigerian Customs Service. We have the headline there. FEC approves 33.8 billion naira for baggage handling. Others at Lagos Abuja airports.
Right, so looking at the headlines from Daily Trust newspaper, the Department of State Services (DSS) has arrested some lecturers over alleged irregularities in the conduct of the Joint Universities Preliminary Examinations Board (JUPEB). They were arrested in a joint operation carried out by the DSS and the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission (ICPC). The joint operation, tagged Operation Combo, conducted in collaboration with the Ministry of Education, led to the arrests of lecturers, security officers, workers, and students from some of the participating universities in the exam. From Daily Trust newspaper, DSS nabbed lecturers who leaked exam questions to students.
From the Punch newspaper, 2023 presidency, Northern Elders make a U-turn to work with other regions. The Northern Elders Forum on Wednesday made a U-turn on its earlier position on Northern presidency in 2023 with a promise that the North would work with other ethnic groups in Nigeria to produce a competent leader that would restore confidence in the system. The organization also noted that the ongoing debate about labeling bandits as terrorists is a waste of energy, adding that it would only support such if it would lead to improved security. The spokesperson for NEF, Dr. Hakim Baba Ahmed, said these in a statement on Wednesday after a meeting convened by its leader, Professor Ango Abdullahi. Headline: 2023 presidency, Northern Elders make a U-turn to work with other regions. More of that, pick up the Punch newspaper.
From the Guardian newspaper, power shift clamor to South, negotiable, Adamo insists. Chairman of the All Progressives Congress APC Reconciliation Committee, Senator Abdullahi Adamu, has said the clamor for power shift to the South is negotiable by the political elites. In an interview with The Guardian, he also faulted the notion held in certain quarters of an existing pact for power rotation between the North and the South. Adamu, who was governor of Nasarawa State between 1999 and 2007, reiterated his stance that the choice of President Buhari's successor must be made in tune with the 1999 Constitution as amended. From the Guardian newspaper, power shift clamor to South, negotiable, Adamu insists.
All right, we'll go on a short break now, and when we come back, it's still the Big Cardon newspaper the review on 32 FM 94.9. Don't go away, stay tuned.
Golden Mon, your favorite breakfast cereal, is 35 years. Made in Niger, for Niger, by Niger. Now see us from Niger to the world.
Global now.
All thanks to you. So let's celebrate this journey with over 35 million in cash and prizes. Just return 2 empty 900-gram Heritage Edition sachets to your closest redemption center for an instant prize and a chance to be a millionaire. Visit the Golden Morn Nigerian pages on Facebook and Instagram for more details. Golden Morn, make every day amazing.
Make una go see Ghana Jollof, see Jasper, see Romanus, now so they enter night, but go Ghana, they won't go Jollof. Guy, I need a shot like that now. If you want drop advert, drop them easy now. Just tell them to watch the Showmax original Ghana Jollof featuring Akanani, Funny Boom, Basket Mabuchi, Jocelyn Dumas. Tell them to watch them every week on Showmax. Subscribe from 1,200 naira. I tell them to sign up to showmax.com. I beg you, won't go one side. I go shout. It's so sweet. Ghana Jollof, Mukunda, Ghana Sweetie Show.
To all the children of the world, standing tall and trying to grow, you can have it when it's warm, and then sing this song. I love my Indomie, Indomie, Indomie. Yes, I love my Indomie.
Indomie noodles, tasty nutrition, good for you.
Yes, children love Indomie.
ká tó bá ní rìnrìn àjò ó yẹ ká mọrúfẹ́ ẹni tá a fẹ́ bá rìnrìn àjò torí ká má bàa sọnù ká tó sọnù. ìdí sì nìyí tí gbajúgbajà iléeṣẹ́ atọ́nisọ́nà tó mójúlẹ́jà bí agbanisíṣẹ́ ṣe lè pàdé ẹni tí ń wáṣẹ́ pàápàá jùlọ láwọn orílẹ̀-èdè tó wà lókè òkun.
FMH International HR là ń sọ̀rọ̀ nípa ẹ̀. àwọn ni alábàáṣiṣẹ́pọ̀ pàtàkì pẹ̀lú àjọ oníwádìí ìjìnlẹ̀ àgbáyé tá a mọ̀ sí United Nations Volunteer Research Group.
ní báyìí iléeṣẹ́ FMH International HR ti ṣèwádìí tó jinlẹ̀ wọ́n sì ti rí gbogbo ìṣòro lọ́kan òjọ̀kan èyí tí àwọn ọmọ ilẹ̀ yìí tó fẹ́ lọ ṣiṣẹ́ lókè òkun fojú winá ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀.
ìdí gan sì rèé tí wọ́n fi ń ké sí gbogbo ẹni tí jì sọ́fì àwọn alágbèédá lórí ipa afẹ́ lọ sílùú èbó lọ ṣiṣẹ́ tàbí ìwọ ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ń gbèrò láti máa gbé tàbí ṣiṣẹ́ lókè òkun lọ́fẹ̀ẹ́.
wọ́n ti ṣetán láti ro ọ lágbára pẹ̀lú information tó nílò láti mú àlàrere rẹ ṣẹ pẹ̀lú ìrọ̀rùn. ọ̀fẹ́ ni ìmọ̀ràn àti ètò ìtọ́nisọ́nà yìí o. tètè kàn sí FMH International HR báyìí ní 3rd and 9th floors Cocoa House Ìbàdàn.
Telephone 081-000-56451 àti 081-155-14779.
An exciting day at school begins with breakfast plus Peak 456 growing up milk fortified with DHA to support brain development.
Grow up strong and smart with Peak 456 growing up milk every day.
Uncle Dentist, wetin be cavities and how Colgate take dey protect my teeth from cavities? Shey dey use comfort?
No dear, na hole for teeth dey cause most tooth pain wey be cavity. But if you use Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection take brush every day, the confirmed formula go help keep natural calcium inside our teeth wey go protect them from tooth decay.
Time don reach to upgrade to the world's most chosen toothpaste, Colgate, because Colgate locks calcium in.
Na the Nigerian Dental Association they recommend Colgate.
lẹ́nìkan bá ń bi mí ohun tí mo máa ṣe tí bá jẹ owó tó tówó gidi mo ronú mílíọ̀nù kan náírà àbí ìyẹn ò tó nǹkan kan rárá bóyá pẹ̀lú bíi 5 tàbí 10 mo lè.
mú àlárere rẹ ṣẹ pẹ̀lú ìpolongo Airtel Recharge and Blow níbi tí gbogbo èèyàn ti jẹ́ olúborí ra owó ìpè dójú àmì lọ́sọ̀ọ̀sẹ̀ kó o sì gbádùn ẹ̀bùn owó tó tó 100 mílíọ̀nù náírà. ìpolongo yìí ń wá sópin ní oṣù December ọdún 2021 fún àlàyé síwájú sí testa 444*4#.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
Welcome back. It's the Break It On newspaper review. Richard live from our studio. We are live on YouTube, 32FM 949 Ibadan. Break It On newspaper review. We call it your morning tonic. It's live now. You can go on our YouTube and drop your comment there. Your questions for the analyst. We have Dr. Lord Jedokon right here in the studio. He's a lecturer and a lawyer at the Leeds City University. Once again, I'm Olutayo Gwade. Good morning to you. Doctor, good morning to you.
Top of the day to you.
Good morning, Doctor.
Top of the day to you.
All right, from the Nation newspaper this morning, federal government needs 7 trillion naira to fix 854 roads. Lagos Ibadan East-West roads for completion next year. The federal government needs 7.4 trillion naira to fund 854 road projects across the 6 geopolitical zones of the country. It was defended. He's also defended the recent incursion of companies into the construction of federal roads under a policy known as credit tax system, saying it was to overcome the challenges of raising funds for the sector. Minister of Works and Housing Batunde Fashola disclosed this while defending the ministry's 2022 budget before the House of Representative Committee on Works in Abuja yesterday. Federal government needs 7 trillion naira to fix 854 roads, Lagos Ibadan East-West roads for completion next year. Doctor, the roads, especially the Lagos Ibadan roads, every year it will be completed next year. Every year it will be completed next year. And then you want to ask, when will it be completed? Will it be when this administration is out, or will it be feasible next year, as they say?
Well, first, let's commend the government. Let's commend this federal government for this credit tax policy, which means that companies can offset tax, by constructing roads. And even some churches like the Deeper Life have, even though it's not a credit to tax, they've taken on that challenge. So I think we must commend them for that. The second thing is that the 7.3 trillion is an enormous amount. And there's no way through our budget or through our earnings we can afford it. We simply can't afford it. The third thing that you raised was this Lagos Ibadan expressway. Will it be completed next year? I think your guess is as good as mine. It's been going on for years, hasn't it? There's some people, we've been anticipating this since the Obasanjo era. The concession was given to Courtney, and then Jonathan came, and it was a major campaign plank of Jonathan, that they used to woo over Afenifere then, and still it hasn't been completed. But let me just make one thing clear. our roads are overused. So no matter if we complete those roads, we'll continue to have decrepit facilities because they're overused. Train, rail, you understand, which will be carrying most of the freight, is not in full operation. And the rivers are not sufficiently dredged, or they're not on the right commercial path. So until we get all those alternative means of transportation, particularly goods and services, logistics, we will continue to have a pressure on our roads. The fourth thing is that we need to find ways to continually fund our roads so that we don't just dip into the budget every year, be it road tax or be it some other means or tolling or whatever, from that point of view.
All right. We're still looking at some headlines this morning. Okay, Tayo, what do you have there?
Yeah, we took this earlier, Doctor. Power shift clamor to South, negotiable. Adamo insists.
Well, everything is negotiable as far as the Federation of Nigeria is concerned. If that is negotiable, then everything is negotiable. I guess what we are looking for more is competence. And if they are saying power will not shift to the South, then the question I'll be asking, are you able to give us a competent person that can run this country, that can ensure statecraft, ensure the unity and the territorial integrity of the country? Unfortunately, we've discovered that in many nations, what you do is that you have to balance competence with representation and with a sense of belonging of the people. In Nigeria today, there are parts of the country that don't have a sense of belonging. So how do you cement that? How do you enhance that? And how do you bring that about? And I would suggest the way you bring that about is by allowing them, an opportunity to govern and an opportunity to serve.
All right, it's still the Bricador newspaper review on 32 FM 94.9, the station where joy resides. We'll be looking at more headlines here this morning. Okay, let's come down to your state. You've been following the trends of the APC. There was a congress last week Saturday, and now there's a developing story where we have your APC gets November 6th date for Congress, another Congress. That's from the caretaker chairman of the APC. That's Buni. Maimala Buni, the caretaker chairman of the APC, has affirmed November 6th as the authentic date for your state congress. He has further directed the state chairman of the party, Chief Akin Oke, to lead a stakeholders meeting on Thursday, that's today, before the congress. Sketchy details that emerged confirm that Buni's directive is not unconnected to his meeting with the Minister of Youth and Sports, Sunday Dare, yesterday in Wuse, Abuja, with Alhaji Gambo later joined. It emerged that the national chairman directed that the November 6th Congress be approved by him, and the national chairman of the party reinstated this commitment to work with the unity of the party in the state. Well, so what happens? Like we predicted, we envisaged that there might be another Congress, and now it's happening again on the 6th. So it means the Teslim Folari, Lawal Kala's led faction, and we had a chairman last week, in the person of the former Commissioner of Lands in Oyo State, Isaac Omodewu, there as the chairman. Now it's nullified. There's a new Congress. Some said it was a birthday gift to Tesif last week, and now a new Congress on Saturday.
What's very interesting is that Isaac Omodewu was once my student, from that point of view. But that's not the point here today. The point here today is that they seem to have lost out because, there's been another maneuver, another Congress. Is it going to bring unity to APC? Is it going to make them a strong, veritable force to be able to contend with PDP? I'm not sure. We're already saying that PDP has its own fractures or fractions or factions. Yes, whichever way you want to put it. But we have the same thing with APC. So we have a very confused slate here. What is quite clear is that this will determine, you understand, not just the presidential election, but also the gubernatorial that will come. That's why people are jostling a lot from that point of view. And if APC is going to wrestle from PDP, you understand, the gubernatorial slot, then they have to be more united than this. They have to unite all the factions, whether it's the Labu or whether it's Teslim or whatever.
If this happens, if there be a new Congress on Saturday, and the structure is taken over off Lawal Kala and Teslim Folari, do you see them going back to their former house, the PDP?
Well, there are two options available to them. It's either they stay, fight, or it's either they move. And I suggest that if the new Congress is in favor, you understand, of this the new people, that it might mean that they are pushed out. And if they are pushed out, Lawal Kala may yet return But in fact, people have been suggesting that is having clandestine meetings with some of the characters from the opposition, the ruling party, which we should say PDP is the ruling party.
Yeah.
So I think anything is possible. They're not motivated by ideology. They're not motivated by any clear vision.
Just interest.
Interest and mere acquisition. Some would say primitive acquisition of power.
And we have this headline here from Insider. We will not allow this indiscretion to tarnish image of APC, Niya Kintala. When you have elders in the house, they should be able to steer the ship in a way that it does not, torpedo, you want to put it that way. Do you have something to say? Or we'll just move on this morning and see this one here on international passport deportation. Hundreds of Nigerians abroad, particularly in Kuwait, are lamenting, begging the federal government to fast-track passport process.
I think it's a disgrace, absolute disgrace. I mean, passport process, you understand? Incidentally, the origin of passports are 1920. Before 1920, nobody had passports. It was after the First World War, that people wanted to stem the flow of influx of refugees and other people across the nation. But passport process, has become routine in many countries. In fact, places like United Kingdom and America, you can get a passport in 24 hours, 48, if you pay the right money, express. So I don't know what the problem is here. I mean, is it logistics? Is it supply of materials? Is it verification exercise? And I think it's sad that our Nigerians are stuck abroad in some parts of the world just because this passport process cannot be properly done. I think a lot of Nigerians abroad will pay through the nose if they are sure that they will get the passport the next day or in 2 days' time. The situation is that people pay and they don't get it, and I think that's what's causing a lot of the crisis. I hope the federal government will do something about it because it's not good for the image of Nigeria. It's certainly not good for our image.
Have you tried renewing your passport here in Nigeria?
Oh, yes.
Lately?
I tried around November, thereabout. I didn't have much of a problem.
November last year, right?
Yes, November last year, October, November last year. I didn't have much of a problem.
Took how many weeks? A month?
Well, it took about 4 weeks or thereabout.
Oh, really?
But having said that, I think it depends on. Well, let's move on.
Who you know and how much you pay, right?
Yes, because my passport was renewed in the office of the controller. That's where my passport was renewed. But I'm not sure that happens to everybody.
Gas leakage scare in Lagos. Timely intervention of emergency workers yesterday prevented a major disaster at Ikeja, Lagos, following a massive gas spillage from the pipeline. The spillage, which affected Computer Village, Awolowo Way, under the bridge, Obakran Axis, Anifoshe Street, and Medical Road, was said to have caused panic. It was gathered that the drainage in the affected areas and some major roads were covered with gas, with residents fleeing their homes for fear of an explosion. Gas leakage scare in Lagos as residents scramble for their lives.
I think NEMA did a very good job there. I think people were alerted quickly. I don't think you needed to be alerted. If you lived in those areas, you would have smelt it. But I think we thank God Almighty that there was no major disaster. That disaster that could have happened must be investigated. Why was there a gas leakage? What happened? The other safety protocols that were violated or breached. I think it needs to be investigated because it could have been another major disaster coming upon the Koi one and many other disasters. So I think it's not enough to say God saved us. Yes, God saved us. But what do we do to prevent such instances and circumstances from happening? But I think the alerting people, evacuating people, I think we must give them a pat on the back for that.
All right, rescue effort are still on. The collapsed Ikoyi building. We have stories around it. We're hoping that in good time they'll be able to complete, the rescue exercise there. Lagos is really battling with a lot of, I don't know how would I put it now, lately, but well.
Yeah, but I also think in terms of the rescue, I think once the rescue has been sorted, we need to investigate why it took so long for them to get to the rescue site. In fact, as of 2 hours, after the incident had happened, they still hadn't got to the rescue site. Minutes matter when you have a collapse of that nature, because obviously people are gasping for air. You can imagine the intolerable conditions. So I hope that we've investigated. But I also hope that they're not going to give up yet, because it's been known that people after a week, 4 days, 5 days, have been rescued in other climes.
Survive.
Yeah, they survive. So it is possible because pockets are created, you see. In some areas, pockets are created. And in those pockets, people can survive for as long, But it's getting dim, isn't it? It's getting dim. We just live in hope for those that have not been found. But I'm sure the Lagos State government is going all guns, full blaze, to find out what exactly happened and to prevent such disasters from reoccurring again. It's unfortunate.
Now, Nigeria's national oil company, NNPC Limited, has spent 864 billion naira to subsidize premium motor spirit or petrol in 8 months this year. Is this sustainable?
No, it's not sustainable. That's why I continue, and as far as I continue to come on this program, I continue to suggest it. We need to neutralize this, and the way we neutralize it is road tax. Let those with luxury vehicles, and even those of us who don't have luxury vehicles, pay a minimum. Let there be road tax on cars on our roads to subsidize, you understand, this amount of money. It will mean, you understand, that it becomes neutral. If we neutralize it, then we have money to do other things. Otherwise, what alternative do we have? If you pull it, you're going to have economic dislocation on a very large basis.
Still talking about remittances, JAMB remits 3.51 billion naira as 2021 operating surplus. Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board has returned 3.51 billion naira to the federal government's Consolidated Revenue Fund as part of its 2021 operating surplus. JAMB's head of media and information, Dr. Fabian Benjamin, announced this in a statement yesterday in Abuja. The board had in July 2021 returned 2 billion naira to the government coffers as an interim remittance following the conduct of this year's Unified Tertiary Matriculations exam and direct entry examination in June. JAMB remits 3.51 billion naira as 2021 operating surplus. My question now is JAMB a money-making machine or a money-making agency, or is it an agency that should help students get into the university?
Many or some would say that it's commendable that such amounts of monies have been returned to the federal purse, but I would differ and I would suggest, you understand, that it appears that our students have been exploited. The amount is just too much. This amount should go to subsidizing students so that they have access to examinations and able to do it without, you understand, selling valuables or selling the bank, as it were. So yes, whilst it's commendable that there's transparency there, my own view is that the fees for JAM forms or JAM registration or portal stuff, all the things that are done, should be brought down, made it more accessible. After all, there was a sage who wanted free education for all Nigerians, you understand? And free education, of course, starts with the free, not free forms, I'm not saying, but at least it should be
highly subsidized.
Yeah, highly subsidized. It's not even subsidized, because if they are making 3 billion, it means that they can cover their costs and still make maybe 500 million, you understand, from that point of view.
But then you now ask a question. Does it mean that many students register for JAM, they pay for these things, and many of them fail because these monies remitted are so high that it means there's this high failure from students. You pay so much, you get so much from many students, and at the end of the day, only a few pass.
Yes, only a few pass, first and foremost, because the JAM has always been highly competitive. The spaces are limited. And I guess there are many more students. The more students you get, and if your educational facilities are not up to scratch, then of course you're going to record higher than expected failure rate. Even with those that are passing, are there enough university spaces for them? I fear not, because most people are rushing to university. In those days, we had the option. Very good polytechnics, you understand? Very good colleges of education, and people went to them with pride. Today, nobody wants to go there.
With these monies now, don't you think people should start, schools should start conducting entrance examinations and even generate these funds for themselves? And then, use them to run the schools.
Yeah, the problem is schools conducting exams for themselves. Even when JAM does it, you have all kinds of malpractices. I wouldn't be able to verify the integrity of schools conducting exams for themselves. That's just where we are. We shouldn't be, but that's where we are. And in any countries all over the world, you have exam boards anyway, and that's to give checks and balances, to ensure the integrity of exams, and to ensure that people are not being incestuous in their conduct of exams.
All right, we have this news headline from Oyo Insight. The University of Ibadan has barred graduates without first-class honors from attending the 2021 convocation ceremonies physically. The university also barred the graduates without first class and their parents from being physically present on campus for graduation. Instead, they were asked to join the convocation ceremony online.
Well, what does it tell you? I must have a lot of first class in the first instance. I think they're trying to do the COVID protocol stuff. Commendable. But I don't think the people who got degrees, who missed first class and so on, will find it commendable.
So are you saying, if I go by what you just said, though, are you saying only first class graduates, as they are allowed to go in there, they are not COVID susceptible?
No, I think the fewer they are, they'll be able to space them out. I think that's what they're trying to do. But I would just say that being a first class or not doesn't make you a better graduate than any other person. We have many first class all over the place, and yet they are not the ones at the top of industry, the top of banking, or even in academics from that point of view. So I think it's arbitrary, but I think the university has to do something. How do we do it? How do we do COVID, whatever it is? If it's the old trenchant oil, is it trenchant oil that is being used? It's so small, isn't it? So I doubt if that even can contain.
I think it's now the international conference.
Oh, they used it. Oh, sorry, I'm behind times. Yes, yes.
Tayo, voila for who not get first class.
Now, with 2 attacks in the Federal Capital Territory, FCT Abuja, in the space of 24 hours, there is tension following security reports of a planned strike by terrorists in the nation's capital. We'll look at the story after this break.
Golden Mon, your favorite breakfast cereal, is 35 years. Made in Niger, for Niger, by Niger. Now see us from Niger to the world.
Global now.
All thanks to you. So let's celebrate this journey with over 35 million in cash and prizes. Just return 2 empty 900-gram Heritage Edition sachets to your closest redemption center for an instant prize and a chance to be a millionaire. Visit the Golden Morn Nigerian pages on Facebook and Instagram for more details. Golden Morn, make every day amazing.
Me and you, let's get to Ghana. Grind jollof. This is Ghana. You've come here to seek for greener pastures, making your worthwhile. Your uncle is not supposed to be touching you like that.
I have a lot of uncles. My father has a lot of brothers, and my father's brothers have cousins.
Unwrap all the baggage in the new Showmax original comedy series, starring Basketmouth, Akanani, Jocelyn Dumas, and more. Watch Ghana Jollof weekly only on Showmax. Subscribe from 1,200 Naira monthly. Sign up now at showmax.com.
An exciting day at school begins with breakfast plus Peak 456 growing up milk fortified with DHA to support brain development.
Grow up strong and smart with Peak 456 growing up milk every day.
To all the children of the world, standing tall and trying to grow. You can have it when it's warm, and then sing this song. I love my Indomie, Indomie, Indomie. Yes, I love my Indomie.
Indomie noodles. Tasty nutrition, good for you.
Yes, children love Indomie.
Precious Cornerstone University, PCU, a faith-based institution located in the heart of the city of Ibadan, provides a student-friendly and enabling environment to fulfill your dreams. Precious Cornerstone University is a true pan-Nigerian university, currently with students from more than 22 states of the Federation. PCU is currently calling for admissions of new intakes, and with a minimum score of 120 in JAMB UTME with 5 O-level credits in English and mathematics alongside 3 other relevant subjects, you can enroll today in accounting, business administration, banking and finance, economics, computer science, microbiology, and more new courses are being approved. Mass communication, international relations, cyber security, software engineering, and procurement. Direct entry admission for all ND and HND holders is also ongoing, and students with lower mark than 120 can also register for JUPEB. Enroll online today at www.pcu.edu.ng and follow the procedure. Or you can visit the Precious Cornerstone University Campus 1 at Olaogun Odife Road, Ibadan, or call now 080-600-51554 or 081-3181-1946.
ọ̀rẹ́ ọmọbìnrin yẹn ń lo nǹkan kan.
ṣó o tún ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ abz làṣírí ibẹ̀ ọṣẹ ìfọyín close up kún fún antibacterial zinc abz bẹ́ẹ̀ ló ń fúnni ní ààbò tó péye ìlọ́po mẹ́ta àti pé a tún fún eyín ẹ̀ ní ìtura ìlọ́po mẹ́ta ó yàtọ̀ sọ́ṣẹ ìfọyín ṣá.
gbogbo èèyàn ló máa gbélé yìí o.
láìdé ọṣẹ ìfọyín close up ti tún kún fún antibacterial zinc pẹ̀lú ààbò ìlọ́po mẹ́ta àti ìtura tó péye ìlọ́po mẹ́ta.
Golden Mon, your favorite breakfast cereal, is 35 years. Made in Niger, for Niger, by Niger. Now see us from Niger to the world.
Global now.
All thanks to you. So let's celebrate this journey with over 35 million in cash and prizes. Just return 2 empty 900-gram Heritage Edition sachets to your closest redemption center for an instant prize and a chance to be a millionaire. Visit the Golden Morn Nigerian pages on Facebook and Instagram for more details. Golden Morn, make every day amazing.
Welcome back from the commercial break. 32 FM 94.9. I took this headline before we went on that commercial break. Gunmen invade Uni Abuja despite increased security patrol in FCT, and there's a scare that maybe there could be a terrorist attack on the capital of Nigeria. That's Abuja.
I think it appears that all these terrorists, whatever you call them, bandits and criminals, have gathered that the Nigerian police, the Nigerian security forces has no response to their increased activity, and they're getting bolder, more audacious, and some would say more reckless in their operations. What's the answer to it? Of course, the answer must be intelligence gathering. Of course, the answer must be a strong presence of the police and also going after these criminals, and ensuring that they have no room to breathe. But it doesn't seem that is happening. There's increased patrol, of course, but that hasn't dissuaded them. And why are they attacking Abuja? Because that's the money port. And it's unfortunate, because if they can attack Abuja and get away with it, then you must ask the question. Anywhere in Nigeria, is anywhere in Nigeria safe?
Well, from Punch newspaper this morning, there's a follow-up to that story. The terrorists are asking for 300 million naira to before the families of the professor will be freed. And then it's coming after some days when these things happened in Abuja. And then you ask a question, where will these people drop these monies? Will these security agencies follow up with this and see how they can be brought to book?
Well, in normal crimes, what you do is you trace phones, you use this NIN thing that we are doing, you understand, and you place surveillance, and based on surveillance, you're able to, get this money or get them or know where the money is going to. Money of such a humongous amount, if indeed it's raised, do you understand? You can't just, we're not talking about chicken change moving here and there, we're talking about an enormous amount. That's capital inflow of quite outstanding proportions.
Dr. My concern is this. What do we do with intelligence reports? In 2020, I mean, that was last year, the VC of Uni Abuja had alerted the federal government to the presence of terrorists around the university community. What did we do with that information?
Oh, I think the information was kept somewhere. It's certain that nobody acted upon it, because if it was acted upon, then they would have been neutralized and would have put in place, structures or systems to ensure that this doesn't happen. This has happened once, it's happened twice, and I guarantee it will continue to happen until the federal government does what it should do, the right thing. There is something going on with our security architecture. It's overstretched. It's not fit for purpose, you understand? It's not intelligence-led, and they're just bureaucratic. And who suffers? It is the average person that suffers. Do they think that professors are millionaires? Do they think that?
You can join the discussion. Which one of these headlines resonates with you this morning? Numbers to call 070-5000-949, 080-97949. Remember, you can watch us live on Facebook, on YouTube, and you can drop your comments. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you.
Please, I want to speak on the issue of insecurity in this country. Please, we are appealing to I've said it on this platform. There's no way you can solve the problem you don't know the source. So we are appealing to this present administration under the leadership of President Muhammadu Buhari to please do the needful, but try to get the source of this problem. Because the president needs to be more proactive on the issue of security in this country. Nigeria is fed up of this issue of insecurity. This is the voice of the first class people. Good morning.
All right, good morning. 070-550-949. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Your name and where you're calling from.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, Boko Haram, they have been around in Abuja now for the past 1 week, tormenting people. Because as a matter of fact, from a very reliable source, they are planning to hold their flag now in Abuja. And you mentioned why are they attacking school? I only tell you guys not to call them, get anybody to call bandits, call Boko Haram bandits. They are Boko Haram. And part of the reason for Boko Haram, the meaning of Boko Haram is that education is insane. That's why you see they are building schools in Abuja and all the like. I just feel because I made that very sure God will give me a way. I will just be on my way and leave the country. On US, creating Nigerian election, let me tell a number of people. It's not depend, it's not like on US. I'm monitoring US activities. Our international community activity relations, institutional activities, they will celebrate this election, all the constitutional election that took place on this administration in the last 6 years. What have they done? they are just let another people do whatever it takes them. I mean, they do not imagine on Saturday. No tribunal, nothing of the not the president. Let know the work, whatever they bring, take it back to them and make sure that there is no the next winner is decided that same day. That's the best of today.
All right, 08097,949, 07055,949. Those are the numbers to call. Remember, you can watch us live on YouTube. Drop your comments on YouTube. I will read them out, and then we get to get your thoughts this morning. Doctor, you listened to the first caller there. He talked about insecurity in the country, and then he keeps asking the question, when will it end? When will this government fix insecurity?
I think a lot of people are discounting this government. They are waiting. They're waiting to 2023 because every blessed day that passes, there doesn't seem to be any relief in sight. So it's right to ask the question, but I'm not sure this government has the answers.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
This is Olufemi from Oyo.
All right.
I want to talk a little bit different from the first caller.
Okay.
By the time they are saying they did not know the source, they know the source, only they decided not to deal with it, to deal with it. Because we have been talking about somebody who said he has worked as a chairman and released the name of the financier. Malami also said he cannot release the name of the financier. That means they know themselves. They are only making the poor masses to suffer. And you go and investigate. No professor in the university collects 500,000 per month. Where do they want their family to get 500 million? So they are only dealing with the masses because they want us to suffer. But God is there. If they refuse to do what is needful, then God is going to take care. Thank you.
All right, Olufemi, thank you. 009 7000 949 0805 5000 949. To drop a comment, you were reacting to some of the feedback from the callers.
Yes, one of the things they said was that where do they expect the professors to get the money? I think they think that they are minted. They also think that they have assets that can be sold.
Should the university go into negotiation with the bandits or terrorists?
Well, negotiation not because they need to pay anything. Negotiations to guarantee the security of their staff. Of course, negotiation should be open. But such a negotiation should be backed up by the security forces. Negotiation so that we can stop this menace from happening or occurring again. They can't just fold their hands and do nothing or just say a prayer.
070 55000 949 080 97000 949.
Africa loses 8.8 trillion naira yearly to 94% importation of pharmaceutical medicinal needs.
Well, you know that the pharmaceutical industry is very capital intensive. You have to put millions and millions and billions with an expectation that it will work, and it might not work. And Africa is more concentrated on resolving more pertinent issues, poverty and so on, infrastructure. And that's why it seems we are spending a lot of money importing these drugs. But I think if the time will come that we have to realize that we can also make these drugs ourselves. We can, we have a lot of expertise abroad. After all, a lot of those people making drugs abroad, and many of them are Africans. So if we can entice them back and we give them some minimum support, we might be able to get these drugs made in Africa.
Hello. Good morning.
What I'm saying is this.
Please turn down the volume on your radio.
The source of the problem. We should know the source of the problem. Why are these people, are they hungry for what? What is the purpose of being terrorizing the people in the country?
Hello, good morning.
Hello, Tayo, Chike, Doctor, good morning.
Good morning.
John calling.
All right.
You can hear my voice.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Doctor, I want to ask you a question and I need answer. What is causing insecurity and whose hand it is to stop it? Thank you.
All right. Doctor, he asked you
what's causing insecurity
and how do you stop it?
Well, a lot of reasons. There's a socio-economic issue. There's the lack of management of the issues of statecraft, and of course there's the religious element to it. From the Boko Haram side, if you want to take that. Why is it not being stopped? We don't have the service, the police service, the security apparatus to stop it. We are not fit for purpose. We have a federal police based in Abuja, where the operations are directed from Abuja. And many of these conflicts, some of them are very localized. You need forces like Amotekun, given the ability to police their areas, and we don't have that. And until we reconfigure our security architecture, intelligence-led, you understand, and of course target-driven, we're going to continue to experience this. So we need bold, imaginative reforms to our policing system. Unless we get that, we will continue to bleed.
All right, Amobasharon there said we should ask the terrorists what do they really want. Should we go into negotiation with terrorists? I think you should go read about psychology of terrorism. They are not reasonable people.
No. The more that you negotiate, the more that you're in awk to them. And they're not going to, these are not people that are sane. You've said it all, So I think that's a well, I'm going to be careful. I think I would rather not go down that route.
All right, there's this story from the Punch newspaper this morning. Suspects extorting 350,000 naira for federal jobs arrested in Sokoto. The Sokoto Zonal Command of the EFCC has arrested 3 suspects, Aminu Sifawa, Ibrahim Shehu, and John Danjuma, for allegedly defrauding some job seekers in the state. The Zonal Commander Bawakal Tungo, while parading suspects on Wednesday, said the men specialize in defrauding applicants with non-existing jobs in lucrative federal government agencies such as the Nigerian Immigration Service, Nigerian Customs Service, and Nigerian Airports Authority, and revealed that the anti-graft swung into action against after receiving a petition from a victim, Aminu Bonk. Now the headline is suspects extorting 350,000 naira for federal job slots arrested in Sokoto. Well, this is not peculiar to Sokoto alone. It's been there. We've heard stories of people who pay as much as 1 million to get federal jobs, and then you ask, how did we get there? We talked about some first-class graduates the other time. We have so many graduates who can't even get jobs right now until they have money to pay. Now it seems to be pay before you get some jobs in Nigeria.
Well, I wouldn't say that's generalized, but it's certainly of concern, and it's widespread in some areas. And I think it's the desperation, it's the lack of jobs that is driving that. It's the lack of jobs, it's the lack of merit.
We have a call here. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Good morning.
This present administration led by President Muhammadu Buhari is not ready to deal with these people. And if you are not ready to deal with them, just negotiate with them. Don't let dialogue with them. We need peace in this country. That's what I'm saying. Nicely.
All right. Your thoughts are well.
If you are going to negotiate, then you have to know what their demands are. You have to know where they're coming from, where they're going to. These terrorists, their demands are simple: just to extort, just to maim, and in some instances kill. So how do you negotiate them down?
070-5000-949, 080-970-949. Those are the numbers to call. Which one of these headlines resonates with you this morning? Hello? Hello? Okay. You can call back 070-55000-949, 080-970-949. Those are the numbers to call. Hello, good morning. Okay. I guess some network issues there. 070-55000-949, 080-970-949. Doctor, we're talking about the issue we're talking about, job seeking and the payment of jobs in Nigeria. Yes. It's somewhat becoming rampant nowadays.
Well, until the government is in a position, or industry or the economy improves and their jobs, accessible to our graduates, we are producing much more graduates, some will say, than we need, than the economy is able to grow. They're going to be getting this sort of issues.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Your name and where you're calling from? All right, let's have your thoughts.
Regarding our honorable minister that is telling us the number of roads that the federal government needs to repair. Does it mean they've not been doing anything before now? Because along the line, they've told us most of the loans they've been collecting is to construct all these roads. And taking into consideration the legacy and expressway, we last two dispensations because Jonathan started it, they stopped it, and they continued later. Until they finished that before they opened that road.
All right, thank you for calling.
Thank you.
You want to react to that quickly?
No. He said Jonathan started it, and they stopped it, and I think the problem with it is inflation, of course, and the problem with it is just an enormous task. There's not enough money. Remember what the National Assembly did when they actually cut the funding for that road, when Fashola then was about to, he voted a lot of money, and under Saraki's led National Assembly, they cut it. You understand? That's part of the reason, you understand. It's not fully funded. If it were, would have completed it since.
Right, we have to go now. Thank you, Doctor, for featuring on the Breaker Dawn newspaper review this morning. I am Chike Ubogu, wishing you the best of today.
Thank you, dear listener. Up next is Smart Kids Show with Auntie Yellow. I am Olutayo Ogunade. Good morning.
Filling the world with laughter.
We fill the world with laughter. We are 32 FM 94.9.